Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction, the post-game, post-match. Man United have qualified for the quarterfinals by beating West Ham by 3-1. Joining me today is Louis, Houston Red Army, and Denver Red Army. Louis, welcome to the show, mate.
What's up, Tim?
How are you feeling? This team is a never say die. They keep grounding out results and keep moving on and keep getting into the next stage and to the next stage.
I take it back to a couple of weeks ago when I was on and I shared what my coworker told me, the Chelsea fan, and he said I fear that Fergie time is back. I'm going to tell you right now, Marcus, fear no more. Fear no more because Fergie time is back, homie. It is here. It is real. We are winning games late because of our never say die attitude, and beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful to watch.
Right. So it was a change lineup. It wasn't your regulars. It was a kind of just throwing people in there enough to play the game, get something going, and if there's a problem, bring in the big guns. But I think when you saw the lineup, you had Ari and Lindelof, Magaluf, Malaysia, and who played on the right back today?
Delo.
And in the midfield, we had Casemiro, Bruno, McTominay. Up front
Sabitzer and Bruno.
Sabitzer,
Bruno, and Scooby Doo.
Right.
Yeah,
Weghorst. Do you think Scooby Doo played well?
What's that?
Did Scooby Doo play well to your standards?
Hell no, man. Look, here's the relationship between Fred and Scooby Doo, right? If you remember old Scooby Doo from like the 70s, 80s, like the good Scooby Doo, right? Scooby Doo always ran because he was afraid, and Fred was always the one who pulled the mask, right? He did the dirty work. Right. You know, he knew that was an insane criminal, could be a murderer under that mask.
Yeah,
but he pulled it anyway. You saw it today, man. Scooby Doo ran, and Fred came on, did the dirty work, and put a goal away. So it was an interesting day for that dynamic duo that is McFred.
What can I say? I mean, this team has grown astronomically in such a short period of time, philosophically, psychologically, mentally, and you know they don't fall apart. Is the word. This time last season, they go down at home, head down, goodbye, good night, lights out.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. A year ago, 6 months ago, even a goal down is very dangerous for us. And I would say the way we kind of played the first half, there are a lot of teams in this league, in the FA Cup and in the Premier League, that if we had played that way, we probably would have been 2-0 down, maybe even 3-0 down in a lot of instances. Maguire is not up to standard. He's just not. Gives up the goal. I listened to.
Sorry to interrupt. He came to lift the trophy on Sunday.
He did.
5 minutes.
I get it. If he had lifted it up by himself, I probably would have been kind of irked by it. I would have had maybe some feelings. The joint lift with Bruno Fernandes, I'm cool with that. You know, look, I'm not saying that Harry Maguire has put, no effort or no work into this club. It's just that he's not up to the standard. And we saw it again today. I was watching Ten Hag post-interview, and he praised Maguire. He's like, Maguire has a lot of skill sets. He was good passing the ball and et cetera, et cetera. He's the reason we went down 1-0, man. You know, it's him again. It's his failure. It's his failure to identify and then have the urgency to step in and around the box.
Proactive, not reactive.
Yeah, it's just a slow reaction, and maybe he just doesn't have that kind of reaction time.
Titanic turning.
Yeah. Yeah, but look, if that's the case, man, we're headed somewhere that you can't hang. You know what I mean? We would love to bring everyone with us, but if you're not up to the standard, your time is limited. Lindelof didn't have a particularly good game either. I'm not saying that he did much better. He subbed off. I have it in front of me. When did he sub off? It was not sure. It was later in the game, so I mean,
yes, it was.
he got his minutes in. But it overall it was a clear indication of where we are in our second team, right? We know based off of last season how horrible a Lindelof and Maguire pairing can be. When you put a Lindelof next to a Varane, next to a Martinez, I think the confidence of having support allows him to kind of, this is why we talk about Lindelof maybe sometimes taking a CDM role, is because he's a little bit more confident to play forward. He's a little bit more confident to play certain balls. Maybe he doesn't have that with Maguire, and
No, he
vice
doesn't.
versa. I don't know if Maguire
It falls apart. His game falls apart completely.
Malacia today was bang on average, maybe below average. I think going forward, he struggled today. Defensively, he was okay. Going forward, I think he struggled. Delo didn't offer as much, which is not normal for him. Attacking is Delo's thing, right? Wan-Bissaka is the defensive right back. Delo is the attacking right back. First 10 minutes, we got some good moments. Weghorst had a terrible shot, but he had a shot. Sabitzer had a shot that was pretty good save from the West Ham keeper. Garnacho floated a couple balls in that weren't great, but we were probing. We were all the time probing.
Right.
When the goal does come, it's very against the run of play, but it's a problem that we've had with how we start the second half. But we pull it together, and in the end of the game, it's Fergie time, man, and it is the wonder kid. And I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 times. He will wear the number 7 for us eventually. Eventually, he will be our number 7, and
So you'll give it to him than Anthony?
100%, 100%. And only look, I rate Anthony. I love Anthony. I think he's a good player. I think he's still trying to find his place in this team. I think his style is a little bit. It's a little bit more Ronaldo-ish in that it's like flair and flicks and these kinds of things. But Garnacho is the connection to Cristiano Ronaldo is clear. Not only does he idolize the player and did he have a good relationship with the player, he comes on as a young 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Makes impact. Ten Hag said it today. He made impacts as a sub. He's like, I told him today, now it's time for you to make impacts as a starter.
Yeah.
Which is very much the route that we saw with Ronaldo.
Yeah. 18-year-old.
And what the difference is between a Garnacho and an Anthony is just the sheer amount of long-term potential. Not saying Anthony is old, but Garnacho's younger. The math checks.
Right. It's easy to mold more than Anthony.
Yeah, exactly.
At this level.
He's still in a developmental stage of his career.
Yes.
He's still learning in that, but he's hungry. He's passionate. He's aggressive. He wants to go forward. He's creative. And the goal that you have today, I don't know another 18-year-old on the scene right now that has the composure to be inside the box, track the aerial ball, solid first touch, beautiful first touch, dynamic first touch into space, in between center backs, and then curls it.
I know, right?
Game, you're facing extra time. The pressure is on. It's an aerial ball.
So he picked the spot perfect.
Ball, and he knocks it away beautifully. It was a rough start, I think, maybe to the game, but I mean, he finished it with absolute class.
So it came off a shot that Weghorst took, which bounced back to him, and he just trapped it, placed it. Yeah. It was done.
Right.
The third one, he rushed the guy.
It's an ugly, slow looping ball. And when that ball is coming to you slow, where's the pressure? Where's the goalkeeper? What's happening? Like,
he could have volleyed it. He could have volleyed it.
Yeah, I mean, ice in the veins, man, to be like, okay, take your time, track the ball, take the first touch and bury it. And I mean, that is, and to do it in a cup, where are we? Round of 16, right?
We're going into quarterfinals now.
going into the quarterfinals, it's, there's talk of quadruples. There's talk of Garnacho being what I'm getting at is what I'm getting at is all that outside pressure, right? All those
Yeah.
expectations of winning trophies, being the
Mm-mm.
next Ronaldo, being young, not screwing up, not, getting dropped from your national team for breaking COVID violations. Hint, hint. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
all
Just
these outside
being a professional. And the funny thing, someone was telling me that there was, I don't know, he said Ronaldo might have not left United in a bad way. He said, but he cannot knock Ronaldo's professionalism from his career all the way. He never had manager problems. He never got like um not turn up for training. He was always in, first in, last out. Like even at, you see, the funny thing with Ronaldo is like, where do you stop to start? Where does your motivation stop? I don't get it. People his age are retired and called it a day. So you're like, if you won everything at 33, 34, what motivates you to still want to still win? That Ronaldinho didn't even. Ronaldinho retired early. Rooney retired early. I
yeah.
mean,
And
is it
there's
that you just lose the love of the game, or what is it? What do you think as a person who's
it's definitely different for every player, right? I mean, there's physical issues, there's family issues, there's Rooney had a fantastic career, and he was okay with where he was at, and he wanted to. I mean, I don't know as a player what his ambitions as a coach were near the end of his career. Maybe he saw that pathway and he saw that that's something that he wanted to take. Ronaldo, over the course of his entire career, was fitness mad, and he still is, right? His body is an absolute temple. um Other players, opposition, described him as beautiful, like looking at him physically beautiful, because I mean he's just, he just took care of himself so well. And when you do take care of yourself so well, as you grow older, you can still compete. And there's a lot of quotes coming out of Al Nassr right now from the players and from the technical staff that said the players did not um, go training on their own until Ronaldo got here. The players were not as picky with their nutrition until Ronaldo got here. That's what he does. And like people laugh and say, oh, he's in Saudi Arabia. He is completely changing the culture of that football club.
yeah, I
So
heard.
for those players that, yeah, maybe they don't play in the biggest league in the world, but
Mm,
they play in their national league.
yeah,
It's a sense of pride and a sense of belonging to that league, and they want to be the absolute best. And when they see someone like Ronaldo come in, he embodies that professionalism, that success, and they want to emulate it. And it's the same for a player like Garnacho. Like, even though there was all this drama and all this toxicity, like he looked at Ronaldo and said, that
my
is
level I want to be.
that's who I want to be. That's my Jordan. That's my LeBron. That's my Tom Brady. Like, I want to be that. And Rio Ferdinand used to talk about this. There's a couple of interviews of him talking to youth teams like U15s, U13s, U16s. And he's like, when I was around these types of players, I was a sponge. He's like, when they were in the dressing room, I was watching them. How does he put his boots on? What is he eating? What is he listening to? How is he? I feel like Garnacho and Ronaldo's relationship, I feel, was probably very similar. I feel like he was like, what time did he get to training today? Can I maybe come in at the same?
I saw Tevez once said he got to training at 8 o'clock. He said he was early. He said
Yeah.
Ronaldo was there 7. He said, all right, I'm gonna try 7. He got there 7 the next day. He said Ronaldo there at 6. He said, does this guy sleep? He said he tried the last time. I'm gonna get there 6. Ronaldo's there 5:30. He said,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But look,
this is Tevez, and Tevez was a very good player.
but Ronaldo has that impact, man. A colleague of mine, who I currently work with, he used to work for Orlando, right, in MLS, and Luis Nani was there at the
Oh
time.
yes, I love Nani, great player.
And there was a moment, I don't know if you recall, where there was a lot of animosity between players in the league. There was a lot of what you call it, like union negotiations, like the player expectations from the league, and there was essentially a strike, right? Players were not. It was in between seasons, so there was like preseason and early games, but players were refusing to show up to training. Players were, rightfully so. Like they had to get the proper negotiations from the league.
Right.
But he told me, he was like, Nani was there every day. Nani was there. Nani was training on his own. Nani was in the gym, just staying fit, not breaking strike lines, right? He wasn't going to go out and play games by himself, but he was taking care of himself. He was taking care of the things that he needed to do. And this is a player who, one of my all-time favorite players.
He's won everything.
I wore his number all through college, and I still wear his number when I can in the beer league. But like I always had a love of Nani, but Nani was always in Ronaldo's shadow, right?
Yes, he was a two-footed player.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal player that got overshadowed by the other Portuguese god, which was Ronaldo. But, even though he was overshadowed, it wasn't, oh, I hate Ronaldo. It's like, oh, let me take what are the things that he's doing? Oh, I can use that. Oh, maybe I can tweak that. I can take that. And that's
he could play on any wing. He was two-footed. I think he was the last best winger we did have who could cross a ball. Cross a ball.
I loved him so much, man. And the somersaults when he scored goals was absolute class. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like if you look at a player like a Garnacho, I really feel that he's looking at Rashford. Okay, what is he doing? What is Anthony listening to? What is Bruno Fernandes? What is he eating? What does his workout look like? What is his relationship with his agent? What's my relationship with my agent? Like, he is a young player who looks to be, and knock on wood, like, looks to be doing things in the correct way, in the professional way. And it looks like Ten Hag is really supporting him in a positive way. Hopefully the club is also nurturing and supporting him. Hopefully his family is also supporting him, because it takes all of those things for him to reach the heights that.
All right. Definitely.
But a game like today is, it is a clear window into what the possibilities are.
Right.
Stand out for me today, and my man of the match as well, Garnacho.
All right. I will say Workhorse a close second, because
100%. I feel like
I know he's gonna score soon. I know he's gonna start scoring goals. I could just feel it.
I don't know if he scores soon, but what his role is, both goals today, the first two goals come off of mistakes forced from his pressing.
Yep.
And he is going to be the first DST, defensive striker. he is going to take that role and run with it. We have CDM. Now we have a DST, a defensive striker, high press, high work rate, high is a
That's funny. That is very funny.
Yeah. But it's where I think we've gotten upset with the Maguires, the McTominays, the Williams, these players that we felt like they weren't good enough to be Manchester United, right? Wout Weghorst is not good enough to be our starting striker. But but instead of turning up every week and collecting a paycheck, he said, okay, I am not going to be the best striker United ever had. Fine. How can I make an impact? How can I be reliable for my team? How can I, when my name shows up in the team sheet, the fans don't go, oh, it's Weghorst. We see him and we're like, okay, all right, Weghorst is in there. He's going to bust it up. He's going to do what he does. We didn't, when he came into the team, we all said, we're not playing to his strong suits as a striker. And that's fair, because look, our system doesn't allow for it. We're not going to play towards his strength. We're not going to play him clear balls to feet on his own, where he can take a nice touch, set it up every single time and score. It's not going to happen. Because of his size, he's going to be marked in the box. because he's slow, we're not going to play him through balls. But he has to have an impact if he wants to stay in the team. And right now he's doing that, based on his work rate, based on his physicality. So, I mean, I am happy for him. I am excited for him. Maybe he doesn't last past the summer. Maybe he goes back to Burnley and
Maybe so. Maybe I feel with all the games coming, I can see I put he will get 5 goals minimum. He will get at least 5 goals minimum.
What we can definitely say is that whatever we win between now and the end of the season, whether we win the FA Cup, whether we win the Europa, whether we make a run and win the league, Weghorst will be a part of it. He will be a dynamic part of it, and he will be a useful part of it. Not 90 minutes, maybe in and out every week, maybe 30 minutes here, 60 minutes there, 90 minutes there. But he will be a useful rotational player for us
100%.
At the end of the season. Long term, I don't know if he fits. So if he does go back to Burnley, go with grace. But right now we need him, and right now he's turning up. So good for him. Very, very much good for him.
Right. So United have qualified for the FA Cup quarterfinals by beating Westham 3-1. A lot of people thought, because we went back to history whereby Man United played West Ham in 2001, which was a very good Alex Ferguson team, which had Keane, Scholes, the full works, and they lost at home 1-0 to Apollo Di Canio goal. When he was put through. We had Bartes in goal. Bartes knew he was one-on-one, so Bartes tried to put like his offside. I'm not going to bother trying to attempt him. The ref looked in like, what, it's a goal next. And so when West Ham scored today, our friend was texting him like, I don't like this one, Tim. I said, but when Casemiro's goal got disallowed, second half, I said, okay, maybe then United. And like I said, the lineup wasn't the greatest lineup. It had to mix it up because of
it was
Sunday.
a rotational lineup. I think it was a necessary lineup.
We could not play Martinez and Varane today.
Yeah,
no.
Rashford's playing 90 minutes week in, week out. He needed to, you know what I'm saying? He needed his time off.
He came on, right?
He did come on. He almost scored. Fernandez is an absolute machine.
Right.
I thought he was going to come off. I was kind of shocked.
Exactly.
I was kind of shocked when Sabitzer came off instead. But Sabitzer was about average. Wasn't that dynamic for us, especially when we did need to score. But I will say this: look, we went down to Barcelona, and we were still confident. Right. As a fan base, we were confident, and when we went down today, I feel like a lot of people are like, damn it, Maguire, but we were still confident. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, sorry, dude, it was your fault. Like,
right.
Own up. But like, we were still confident. And even when Casemiro's goal, was on sides, beautiful freaking ball from Bruno, by the way, beautiful header from Casemiro. Unfortunate that it's offsides. I could see why a lot of people kind of maybe lost the hope a little bit, but there were still a lot of conversation. There's a lot of Man United fans in the office, right? There was a lot of confidence. We're like, we still have the majority possession. We still have some nice shots on goal.
Definitely.
We're still in their half. We got this. We can do it. I wasn't expecting the Fergie time finish from Garnacho. I was ready. I was definitely ready for extra time.
Right.
Which I was
me too.
I did not want a 120-minute game right
No.
But I mean, got the goal, was confidence that we were going to find it.
Fred was just the icing on the cake,
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Fred came in and he did the dirty work and he got the goal, and it was a great goal. Also an indicator of where McTominay stands going into the summer. Look, man, you can't do what Casemiro does as a CDM. As a box-to-box, you can't do what Eriksen does. You can't do what Fred does. A lot of people would say Sabitzer is better. Some people would disagree. So you're either the fourth choice or you're the fifth choice. Sorry, homie. You had your chance. in my opinion, you had too many chances.
Exactly, mate.
It's time, dude. It's
I don't
time.
even think Newcastle will even want him at this point.
You know what, man? Go be a Scottish legend at Rangers. Go be a
Or
Scottish
Celtic.
legend. Yeah, go to Celtic, man. Go to Glasgow and score goals and have fun, brother. Like, but here it's over, man. You're done.
I do think his career is probably coming to an end. I feel so.
His
Right.
career. I hope not. I mean, he's still young. I think he still
Yeah,
has
he's
some.
young. He's
He
a
has something.
flagship of the academy. He's
Yeah,
like the flagship bearer. Like,
he
look up.
has something. He has something to offer a lower, uh, a lower, um, a lower team on the table, or even a Scottish Premiership.
Right.
Or I wouldn't see him like dropping to the Championship or anything crazy like that. I
Right.
think he still has a. I think he still has a place in maybe in top flight football, but it's
Right.
not. It's not on the top half of the table, man.
Right.
It's just not. You know. There is a club out there. Maybe it's who's at the bottom right now. Maybe it's Southampton. Maybe it's Leeds. Maybe it's Bournemouth. Maybe it's West Ham.
Right.
Someone out there needs someone that can go in there and maybe be a true box to box for one of those players, so you don't have to have that CDM role. But it's not here. It's not here,
Right.
and it's not here for him, and it's not here for Maguire. It's not here for a few players.
Yeah, I'll take of it. That thing. Okay.
We're gonna get to him.
Sorry, Louis.
You're good, man.
Right. So as it stands, United are marching on to the quarterfinals. Won the Carabao Cup. Still in we got Real Betis on Thursday. So it's now going to be Thursday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah, I think
Sunday, all roads lead to Anfield to play our biggest and greatest rivals in English football, the two biggest teams in England. That is a game. Liverpool might not be on form, but on that day, they will rise. I know them because it's that rivalry. We are going to make sure we derail your any hopes of you trying to win the title. We will derail it. And you're on that pedestal of winning the Carabao Cup. We're trying to, they will do everything to make, you see what I mean? That's the plan.
No, we had the opportunity to have the flip side of that under Ole, right? They were competing for the title. It was between them and City, but they had to come to Old Trafford, and I mean, a lot of people were like, yeah, done and dusted. We're gonna lose. But again, they underestimated the rivalry, right? And we got a result. Under Ole, we kind of spoiled it, and they had a few other bad results, but I mean, I think that was kind of maybe the start of it. And they didn't win the league,
Right.
and it was good for us, right? We didn't want them to. They were. Was that when they were going to tie us or surpass us? I think that was when they were looking for their 21st title, right?
Right.
They didn't get it. And you still ain't got it, and you still ain't gonna get it, because we're gonna get it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you remember the one whereby we had an opportunity to stop them qualifying for Europe, for Champions League? They qualified because they came to Old Trafford and annihilated us 4-1 or 4-2.
Yeah,
We had the Henderson in goal that day. I thought,
following
Jesus.
year. I think that was maybe Solskjaer's third year. I think we beat him
Yes. Yeah.
year. Or maybe it
The
was
season before he got fired because Liverpool won this run to qualify for top four,
right. Yeah,
and they came to Old Trafford and they just destroyed us, mate.
yeah. Just played through us.
Yep.
The days of us getting completely annihilated, thankfully, look like they're behind us. That doesn't mean that we can't lose. So it's it's worrisome for me, that Bruno played another 90 minutes, because I think he's going to be crucial for us.
On Sunday.
But Casemiro got a little bit of a break. Varane and Martinez got a break. Shaw got a break. Rashford got a break. So look, we're confident going into Anfield. I think we're in a good place. We're playing very good football. Liverpool's playing very bad football.
Prediction.
Who did they just recently lose to at Anfield? And it was pretty embarrassing.
Real Madrid, 5-2.
That was super embarrassing. But there was a league one. There was a league game. Who was that? Let me.
I think that was Brighton. I think it was Brighton. I think it was Brighton.
No, they didn't lose. They tied. It was Palace. Was that at Anfield? Or was that?
That was Anfield. So they just managed to turn it around. They were for large parts of the game.
It was at Selhurst. It was at Selhurst. But again, look. It's just results that you expect a Liverpool to pull away with, right?
Right.
You expect them to win these types of games. I had no doubt in my mind that they were going to lose to Real Madrid, even when they scored 2 goals. I was like, it's still early. And they completely capitulated, and they got freaking railroaded by Benzema.
Did you see Jimmy Carragher's face?
Man, there was a time when Benzema was like struggling at Real. He was like coming off the bench, and the players were saying like racist anti-Arab things to him, and like he wasn't happy. And I was like, come to United. Come on, Benzema. Come on. Didn't happen. And now he's flying. So good for him.
Yes.
But
so your result, I want your prediction for Sunday.
Oh, God damn it. You know I'm not good at these. Optimistically, just on the way that we're on the way that Liverpool are playing and the way that we're flying, I would like to see like a 3-1 win. I would like to see a comfortable, confident win. More realistically, maybe a 2-1, something like that. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be chippy. I think it's going to be aggressive. There's probably going to be more than one scuffle on the field. There's going to be some pushing and shoving.
Right.
And Casemiro's going to walk off because he ain't getting another 3-game suspension for no BS.
He needs to calm down because they were trying to wind him up.
Like, y'all handle that. I'm going to be over here. You know, rightfully so. He got picked on. He got picked on by the league, and it was unfair. But look, it's going to be a great. It's going to be.
It will be. Remember last season we were 3-0 down in the first time for 20 minutes.
Yeah, look, I don't think that after their last couple of games that they have the confidence, and I think that we do, and I think that we can go into an Anfield, and I think we can get a result. I will encourage them to channel the power of Juan Mata scoring that bike at Anfield, so long ago.
Right.
If we can get a result there, closes the gap on the top, and we make a push for the title race. It's a very important game for us, especially because after Liverpool, we have some cup games and things like that. But as far as opposition from here till May, we play Newcastle one more time, we play Chelsea one more time, and we play
Spurs one more time.
We play Spurs one more time. Those are really, in the league, those are our 3 that are like probably must wins for us. Then it's not smooth sailing, but it's a little bit easier, right? I think we have to play Forest again. Who do we have to play?
Southampton.
So it's Liverpool, Betis, Southampton, Betis, Brighton. Oh, that game got postponed. We have to play Newcastle again. Then we play Brentford. We play a crumbling Everton, even though they're doing better under Sean Dyche. We play Forest again. We play Villa, West Ham again, Wolves, Bournemouth, and then Fulham is our last game. So, I mean, there
are winnable games.
There's some really, really winnable games. There's a lot of 3-point opportunities between here and the end of the league. And we are currently, is it 9 points behind the top? Where are we? We are 11 points. 11 points from the 11. Top. Not an impossible feat by any means. If we can't push for the title, maybe we do push for a second place.
Arsenal are going to go to. They're going to go to Man City. They're going to go to Liverpool.
That's right. I mean, Arsenal have some tough games that they still have to play. They have to play. They got Sporting in the next Lisbon in the next round. Haven't been that great, but they're not a pushover side by any means. Still have to play Liverpool. Still have to play City. Still have to play Chelsea. Still have to play Newcastle. And then they have Wolves, Forest, Brighton. So there's some winnable games there for them. There's definitely some games where they could drop points. You know, it depends on how Arteta, keeps going. City, on the other hand, they're in the Champions League, so their competition is a little bit, higher level. They kind of bossed Leipzig, so I'm not expecting anything in the second leg there. But they still have to play Liverpool. They still have to play Arsenal. Do they have to play Chelsea again? They still have to play Chelsea again. So there's opportunity there. I'm not going to be like Bems, who says, "Oh, there's no chance."
Did you see his apologize video?
Oh no, I missed it. There was an apology video.
Yes.
Oh man, please send that to me.
I'll send it to you.
Good, because look, man, there's being realistic and there's being pessimistic, man. I think
he apologized. You'll see on Sherry. I'll send it to you.
A year ago, 2 years ago, Bems was the most realistic person I knew. Like, he was super realistic. Over the course of the last 6 months, man, he's just been pessimistic, man. He's not taking into consideration the changes that we've made. I'm not saying that we're going to go on and win the quadruple. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it is mathematically possible. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
So that's where we're at. And we're going to, as any football team wants to win every game that they possibly can. And we're in a position where we're doing that. We're
100%, mate.
100%. Ten Hag is managing subs brilliantly.
Oh, he's very well. Can't complain, mate.
Brilliantly. And as long as he continues to do that, then yeah, we can push for titles. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens, and we keep going for these wins.
Right. And your predicted score, mate? I'm still coming back to you, mate. You far forgotten.
Of Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it 2-1. We'll say 2-1, hoping for 3-1. Let's put it that way.
All right. I think I'll take that. I'll take that. So, Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure. United marching on. They keep marching on. I mean, it's that new mentality, that new development, that new direction, that new vision, and that new psychological belief that we will fight to the very last whistle. On that note, I will say I'm very confident we could go to Anfield and get a result and knock those Scousers off the perch, even though they're not standing anywhere reasonable now. We could further humiliate them.
Put them at the top of the bonfire, my man.
You know what I mean? Put them in the bonfire, put City on the top, and... Right, Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll send you the Ben's apology video, and I'll send you this and the others. All right, mate?
Yes,
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to watch our videos and help us subscribe. Those of you viewers watching us, we really appreciate your support to the channel. We're on all the social media platforms, so don't forget to subscribe and follow us and like us where you find us. All right, Louis, Houston and Denver Red Army. Louis, it's been an absolute pleasure once again. You take care from all of us. It's glory, glory,
Man
and United. See you soon, brother. You take care. All right, bye-bye.